Business Spotlight, brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.
I'm Sonya Farrell. This is Business Spotlight in partnership with Cross Rhythms City Radio and Baba Baboon. Joining me in the studio this week, we've got Len Foster from the Referral Edge. Hello, Len.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fine, absolutely fine, thank you.
So, Len, the Referral Edge.
Yes.
Can you please just explain briefly what is the Referral Edge and what do you do exactly?
Okay, I'll do the what do I do first because it'll make more sense.
Yep.
So the Referral Edge I do is basically speaking, professional speaker, trainer, coach. Mm-hmm. I help service businesses to create amazing relationships that turn into referrals, referred business, without them spending a load of money on ads. And most of them haven't got a clue what to do and they just lose a shirt on them. Mm-hmm. What the Referral Edge is, because I get asked this a lot, what is that? Can I buy one? What do you do? How do you get one? The Referral Edge is simply three things. Mm-hmm. Think of a triangle. Mm-hmm. And triangle with the longer side at the bottom. Doesn't work if you turn it upside down. Mm-hmm. But the longer side at the bottom. And there's your client, bottom right. Yeah. Your client's client, top. Yeah. And you are on the bottom left. Yeah. The whole thing is, when you are top of mind with your client, they automatically think of you when there's an issue that you could solve. Mm-hmm. Top of mind, they're first in thought. Mm-hmm. You're the first thing they think about. It's an automatic response and the only call they make. Okay. They know several accountants, listers, web developers, whatever else. You're the only call they make. Mm-hmm. That is the edge you have. That's the Referral Edge.
Oh, okay, I like it. I'm glad you explained that. So moving on from that then, how does a business become that first port of call for anybody? How do they get to that point then?
You get to that point by simply building relationships that turn into that, if you will, they get the Referral Edge. Excuse me. Building relationships it takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. You've got to create a level of two things: emotional buy-in and trust. And you probably heard about know, like, and trust. Yeah. That's great, but people miss the first bit out. And the first bit's called want. Mm-hmm. Want to know. So, for example, in the past, you get a referral, someone would say, you need to see Sonya, for example. Mm-hmm. And it would go, yeah, okay, fine, I'll do that. No problem. I've got the number and all this, that, and the other. Over the last 12, 18 months, that's changed. There's a step that comes before that. Because what they do first thing is they go, yeah, fine, great, I'll do that. I'll phone at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever it is. I'll go and have a quick look online. Yep. So they look online, and where do they go? They either do, well, they used to type into Google to look for you, search. Yep. Now it's either Chat, Perplexity, Comet, Claude, whatever. They look in there as well. And what they see, if it's in Google invariably, if you've got a website, fine. If it's search optimized, if you've got a LinkedIn profile, that'll come up. Yep. So they'll look at that. Mm-hmm. This is where the want comes in. Yep. If you are, unfortunately, got a LinkedIn profile that makes you look as dull as dishwater, then that's the perception they give. Yeah. And likewise, a website with a blog. Mm-hmm. If your last post was 6 months ago, all these are perceptions, and they decide then whether they want to meet you. If they can get out of it, they will. If they have to meet you, unfortunately, what's happening is they're coming with a barrier, a perception of you. You don't even know that barrier's there. Mm-hmm. So that's something you've got to overcome. It's a fight you've got to win. You don't even know who the opponent is at all. So the whole thing is with levels of trust. And I always say to people, you've got to, it's not referrals aren't a thing that happen overnight. You build this level of trust up. You don't just say meet someone for the first time in a coffee shop or whatever and say, here's my credit card and there's the PIN number. Just nip down the road and just get me. No, you don't do that. And it's the same with building this relationship. To get to that point, if someone is going to refer you, they're effectively loaning you their reputation. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I always say that you're dining out on somebody else's reputation, so your table manners need to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you have a responsibility, a duty of care to give them that relationship, or that reputation back.
Yeah.
In good tact,
Mm-hmm.
or possibly enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. If you create that level of trust, that level of buy-in, people will talk about you.
Mm-hmm.
They will do it on your behalf.
Yeah.
Law of reciprocity.
Mm-hmm.
You do something nice for me, I'll do something nice for you.
Yeah. So how then, just a few things that you mentioned there as well, but going back to like the referrals and obviously the trust, getting the trust, and then understanding the want, the trust, etc., and then going on to referrals, how can a business then start to implement almost a strategy where referrals come into play, if that makes sense? How can it might sound obvious, but help a business to grow? How do they then sort of capitalise on it?
Okay. First things is that most businesses, and I do mean most service businesses,
Yeah.
spend time going out looking for new clients.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. That's go out looking for new clients, hence the networking, all this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of it is that they usually only are in contact with maybe the top 20% of the clients they've already got.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you think, I spoke to someone yesterday who got 800 clients. I spoke a few weeks back who got 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
Top 20%. On average, service business will have 50 to 70% that are inactive.
Yeah.
All those people have already qualified themselves in a sense that they've bought something or they've used a service and they've done it once.
Mm.
And because you don't keep in contact with them, they're only going to do it once.
Yeah.
And if you just meet them on once a year when it comes time to doing their accounts or whatever else, it's a business. It's transactional.
Yeah.
It's not relationship. So the thing is, I can show people like a program I've got. I show people how to take that existing database,
Mm-hmm.
look at those, categorize them, because they're not all the same. Not all the same people. Not all the same sectors. All this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Categorize those. How to get back in contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
How to sort of create the relationship going again, build that level of trust up, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
People you spend the most time with, not so much time with, and things like that, so that you can then start to engage with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can deliver value to them,
Yeah.
givers or getters on every occasion. You deliver value to them. That's when things start coming back to you. And you've got anything from, like I said, 800, you've got something like 600, 500 people there that you're not engaging with, or even more. So the thing is, it pays you well, and it pays you even better than spending money trying to get new ones in.
Yeah.
If you engage with the ones you've got and build up this level of trust with them.
Yeah.
Whereas they see you as, they're more likely to invite you around for the barbecue to their house
Yeah.
than they are just wait for you as they go past in a car, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like you say, it's about not forgetting, like you say, who you've been working with as well, even though you're looking to grow perhaps as a business. But
Yeah.
it comes down again, doesn't it? What we said at the start of this interview is those relationships and maintaining them.
Everything is to do with, I mean, I mentioned at the start about when I was talking to you about the analog experience back in, whereas by digital has been the thing, but people are turning towards this relationship thing, like I said about paddle sports and things like that being massively popular, the vinyl records, the sales of those, rather than a digital download. Even analog phones over smartphones, it is coming around. And the thing is, it's like kind of a Back to the Future moment, so to speak. One of the, in my opinion, one of the most valuable and sought after skills going forward in the next few years will be the ability to create relationships.
Yeah.
And I'm giving an example of exactly why this is. I was on a podcast, webinar a week and a half ago, and there's a guy in New York. And he was talking about he's like a CEO over several accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So he hired a new account manager. Now he's got people that do $150,000 a year in accounts. So he'd said to this guy, "Here's your people. I want you to get in touch with them, get to know them." And so, okay, fine. So he thinks that's it. He happens to see one of these clients in a meeting they both attended, whatever. And he said, "How'd you get on with Dave, John, whatever his name was?" He said, "What? How do you mean?" I said, "Well, how did you get on? What do you think?" He said, "Oh, I've not met the guy." So of course he thinks, "Whoa." He says, "Well, leave it with me. I'll go back." Goes back to the office, calls the guy and said, "I thought you were going to get in touch with him." So the new account manager said, "I can't understand that bloke. He's the hardest person to get in touch with." He said, "Well, how did you do it?" He said, "Well, look." Shows him his phone.
Yeah.
And said, "I've sent him about 5 messages on WhatsApp. He's not answered to any of them." So you didn't go and see him then, like him talk, using lips and things like that. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's right across town in New York, right across the city kind of thing.
Yeah.
Traffic and all. It's much easier to do. And so he said, he phoned HR and said, "Come in, I think I'm going to kill somebody." So the whole point is, you've got people coming into the industry, into business, who think the WhatsApp DMs and texts, it's not.
Yeah.
It's going to be the ability, the skill, the ability to understand, to have a system where this is what I do, this is how I create relations, this is how I do a podcast, this is how I create a relationship ongoing forward that's going to really value me, my company, what I do, so that I always say that people want to fight to stay with you rather than sneak away quietly in the night kind of thing.
It's like you say, it's going back to that connection again, isn't it? Yes, AI and all these different digital tools and forms of communication. I think we can maybe, I know myself, you can get overwhelmed by it because you can get contacted in so many different ways where people are either, like you say, WhatsApping, LinkedIn, emails, etc., texts, or some text now, it seems to have gone onto WhatsApp. But you can get overwhelmed with the different forms of communication. But like you said there, Len, again, it comes back to that humanisation. And how do you feel then if that humanisation, I'm going to describe it, that human one-to-one, whether it's with a client or with even a member of staff going down into the business, could you see where it could actually start to be a detriment to that business and that organisation if they start letting all this technology just completely take over?
Well, one, in my humble opinion, it will take the sort of the kind of the soul, the identity out of a business.
Yeah.
Of what it stands for, the brand and things like this. Because the thing is, it's kind of your brand is yours, but your reputation, the world owns that.
Yeah.
As simple as that. So, and reality to a degree is what people make it. 5 people can see a car accident, 5 people will report it differently. Who's to blame and whatever else. So the thing is, if you're relying on everything digital, well, guess what? You're relying on the same thing that your competition's relying on. Everyone else is relying on. If you ask chat a question, for example, unless you're really good at prompts, 9 times out of 10, there'll be another few million people who've asked there or thereabouts that same question. Enough for you to get the same answer.
Yeah.
So there's no differentiation. Whereas the thing is, you can't meet chat and sit across the table and have a cup of coffee. They can't understand you, have a relationship, whereas you walk in the room and I take one look at you and think, hang on, something's gone wrong there. What is it? The kids have kept you up all night, the car's broken down and whatever.
Yeah.
It can't do that.
Yeah.
And so there's no empathy in it.
Yes.
It doesn't automatically see something. You have to ask it first or tell it. It doesn't see it. So that's why I think if you're solely relying on the likes of AI chat and so on and so forth, the LLM models, then you're going to be on a loser, to be honest with you, because, like I said, people that value relationships will overtake that.
Yeah.
Is my honest opinion.
Yeah, and then, going back to what you said earlier as well, when you talked about perhaps even walking into like a venue or a restaurant, and if you have a good experience, you are then going to relate that on to your friends, your colleagues, your associates, your own clients, perhaps if you're a business.
Absolutely.
So again, I'm going back again to that sort of relationship part of it, and that humanization again, whether you are using modern technology as part of a system, process, etc. But again, that human one-to-one and that contact, if you aren't having that, how do you expect somebody to relay an experience elsewhere? It's just difficult, isn't it? How can they advocate for you?
Well, long story short, they're not going to be able to very well at all, because what have they got to say to people? Nothing. They're better at downloading stuff than somebody else is. There's nothing they can say to people. There isn't a conversational element in anything. So, for example, I always ask people, and there's not many hands go up, who's got a client journey plan? And some people say, I have. I say, where's it start? I say, onboarding. Well, I go, no, it doesn't. No, it starts before that. Trust me, it starts before that, because that's when you start building up the know, the want, know, like, way before. Onboarding means that they're okay, they've signed up.
Yeah.
But you get the onboarding stage, you get the first 90-day sprint where people are thinking, did I make the right decision or not?
Yeah.
So you're reassuring people. You're going through the lifetime value, where you're putting things in like touch points, whether they're business touch points, relationship touch points. Things where you do what I call memorable moments.
Yeah.
The bit where you sent them a little card before they went on holiday saying, enjoy Jamaica, speak when you get back. And they, that kind of thing.
Yep.
To even when, for whatever reason, they've finished, retired or whatever else, but keeping in touch in one way, shape or form. So all that kind of thing, that client journey and a client engagement plan.
Yeah.
How are you going to engage? How often? And what are you going to say? What are you going to do? So it's not all about business.
Yeah.
You can't do that with AI. Is not going to do that for you. It just isn't.
Yeah.
It just isn't. So the point is, that's why I genuinely believe that relationships and the ability, as I said, the skill, the ability to build relationships and do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
When you're in customer service and you're the one answering complaints and whatever else, if you are on sales, or you're a sales manager, or whatever you've got, if you've got staff that are client facing, that ability to go out and meet them, to take your existing clients that you haven't spoken to for 12 months and resurrect that relationship, that's going to be huge, important. And that's why I just think people that can do that, businesses that recognize that, and some of the largest ones in the world recognize that at the moment and are pushing towards that. So that's how I see that.
So just going on to that, I'm just going to ask you something else. So you mentioned obviously large organisations there, and some of them are starting to recognise it. But what you're talking about there as well, does it matter? Does it really matter what size business it is? What if it's, a really small business, say you're dealing with, or you're liaising with and everything? Is this something that needs to be instilled no matter what age or size of the company to help them to further grow for more potential?
I'll be honest with you. If you grow a smaller business, you have an advantage over a bigger business, because your decisions are made twice as fast for a kickoff. As again, they don't have to. I mean, I spent years in kind of corporate in construction management, and to get something agreed, there's about 15 people and a board of directors to go past. If you decide that the best way to go forward for your small business is not just to meet people, just to go out and do the networking thing of, I gave 25 cards out today and I got 25 cards back, whoop, what a great day. Doesn't mean anything. But if you decide that you're going to start with creating relationships that matter, relationships that eventually refer, and you go about that as an actual business task, as important as anything else, then you have a great advantage as a small business. Because a lot of the larger businesses won't be doing it in the way that you are.
Yeah.
They won't create the connection that you do. You won't see an account manager. You see like the director kind of thing. It's that simple. It means a lot to people.
Yeah.
One of the biggest mistakes a lot of large companies do is handoffs. I see you, for example, and I say, right, I'm on board with you. And then all of a sudden we go to somewhere and you go, this is now Dave. He'll be looking after your account.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't do that like if you just got married, would you? You go to the bridal suite and say, by the way, he's Dave now. He'll be taking care of you from now on in. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Relationships don't work like that.
Yeah.
So, So I think no matter what size of business you are, in actual fact, the smaller business, you've got an advantage.
Len, thank you so much. I really enjoyed that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on Business
My
Spotlight.
pleasure.
I hope you've enjoyed it.
My pleasure.
I'm sure we could talk for hours and hours and hours.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, but thank you again. That's Len Foster from the Referral Edge here on Business Spotlight with me, Sonya Farrell.
Business Spotlight, shining a light on our local business community. Brought to you by Cross Rhythms and Baba Baboon.